Namaskar, I'm Richa Anirudh and I welcome you to the fourth Spirit Talk on behalf of the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards. And as I've been saying this every week for past 3 weeks, the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards encourage, inspire and recognize the community work done by student volunteers. And as part of the Spirit Talk also, we are trying to do the same, spread the message of be the change you want to see in the world amongst the youth and encourage them to come out and do some community work, whatever it is, no matter how small or big, but every good deed matters. And that's the message. And for this, every week, I'm joined by prominent citizens of our country who embody the values of the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards, as well as student volunteers who've been part of this awards journey in the past. So two prominent citizens who are joining me today, both are two young ladies from Mumbaikars, Tanisha Mirwani and Deepti Kashalkar. So a brief intro of both our prominent citizens today. Tanisha Mirwani from Mumbai has been involved in a lot of community work, from cleaning the beaches of Mumbai to being a volunteer at Vatsalya and orphanage, and also making comedy videos, trying to spread smiles to her audience. We'll talk more about that to her. And then we have with us Deepti Kashalkar, who founded Upasna, as well as a social enterprise called Aple Karigar, which obviously, from the name we could make out that they work for artisans. Welcome, both of you, Tanisha and Deepti. So, एक बार पहले आपके काम के बारे में थोड़ा और विस्तार से आपसे ही जान लेते हैं. So, Tanisha, tell us about your journey of community work, community service in Mumbai.
Okay, so basically in my school actually, we did not have too much of community service or anything like that. And then when I went online and I started creating content, I discovered that there's a whole society of the youth online that actually wants to make a change. And that inspired me a lot. So I started joining a lot of text chains, a lot of Discord group chats, a lot of hashtags that led me to these little few meets that they had, maybe to go beach cleaning as I started. And so I realized that every Sunday the youth comes together and picks one beach in Mumbai and goes beach cleaning. And that's basically how my adventure into this started. And it's been really fun and really inspiring, honestly.
How old were you when you started?
In the 9th grade. So about
14 years?
About
14,
3.5 years now.
Oh,
so I was I was 14 years old.
Yeah, but Tanisha, did somebody guide you towards community service? क्यों आपको ऐसा लगा कि you want to do something for the society, because that's the age when you're really worried about your studies, your term exams,
of course,
your career and all of that.
If I'm being totally honest, it most definitely is social media that led me into this. While there are good and bad to everything, something social media has taught me is that in our generation, specifically Gen Zs, it's time for us to start being responsible, because we may lose our world to something we don't want to. And just more than community service doesn't have to be something that's so strict and rigid. It can be something that's fun, which is why coming together and to do these things together feels like fun. It doesn't feel like you're doing something obligatory, which is why it started off mainly with social media and meeting new people and networking. It's kind of like a mix of networking and community service.
Wow. Deepti, tell us about Upasna. How did it start? What's the work that you do? Tell us more about it.
I love talking about the work that I do because I really love my work. So I have been working in the corporates for a very long time. And then I met my partner, Saurabh, who founded this NGO 10 years ago. And both of us, we left our corporate jobs and we decided on doing this full time, because now we are freelancers into whatever we do as IT people. But apart from that, because we are freelancers, we get to do social work full time. So that is the beauty of it. And we realize that the more we give to the society, the more we are among those people helping them, the more satisfied we feel within ourselves, with whatever we have in our lives. And that is when it all started. It started 5 years ago when I met Saurabh. And since then, it's been a crazy journey. We have experienced so many things. We have met people from all arenas of lives. And
Mm.
today we are on a stage where we want to go towards minimalism, because we feel that we are, in this rat race, as we call it, that we all are a part of. We are forgetting the roots that we come from. And it is really very important to spend time with these people and understand what life really is and what
Mm.
you need to live a stress free life. So we were initially, donating a lot of things like any other NGO does, but
Mm.
gradually we realized that it's not about just giving them anything free
Mm-hmm.
of cost. It is more about empowering them to do something so that they
Yeah.
themselves also value it over a period of time and they learn to live that way, and not the other way where they feel that it is their right to ask for free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why we came up with Aple Karigar Handicrafts, where we use their skill sets and we promote their work, and people can buy it from them. And at the same time, we help them in their other problems as well. So we are constantly occupied. We are constantly with them whenever they are in a problem, and we try to bring sustainable solutions to their problems rather
Okay.
than just a one-time solution.
Okay. So talking of Upasana and Aple Karigar both,
Mhm.
Upasana exactly, which section of community is there a particular section of community that you're working with? In
Mhm.
what way are you trying to help them? And Aple Karigar also, so koi particular karigar hai of some, a
Yes.
fixed art, or, all across the country you're trying to help. So tell
Yeah.
us.
So Upasana focuses on bringing sustainable solutions to the problems arising in the rural areas. So we travel
Okay.
to the nooks and corners of the country, entire India, and we go and we live with them to understand their core problems. It's not like abhi winter aaya to blanket de do, abhi school
Mm-hmm.
chalu hui to bags de do. But when you actually live with them, you realize that their problems are much more bigger than what we are giving them.
So
So
true.
we try to understand their core problems and come up with a sustainable solution, bridging the
Okay.
gap between the rural and the urban areas. So we want to
Mm-hmm.
involve urban India into helping rural India so that both can be developed equally. And obviously, urban is already developed, but then the rural can be supported with the help of the urban India. So that
Yeah.
is what we try to do. So we try to showcase this life to the urban people. Like one of the campaigns, I'll like to give you an example of one of the campaigns. There's this campaign called Wheels for Education.
Hmm.
So these rural kids, they have to walk about 7 to 8 kilometers one way to reach school, and they're
My
used to it
God.
because there's no other
Hmm.
option. There's no public transport. There's nothing. So what we do is we observe that in the urban areas there are a lot of bicycles which are lying as junk in the buildings, in the societies. So we go to the secretaries and we tell them that why don't you put it up in the society, saying whoever wants to give away their bicycles who are not using it anymore, we will collect those bicycles, we will repair it, and we will get it repaired by a villager. In that way, we are empowering a villager, and
Hmm.
those bicycles will be fixed and given to the children. So it's
Oh,
kind of
nice. Hmm.
recycling, upcycling,
Hmm.
sustainable solution where you don't, your cost is also cut down because you're not spending too much on buying new bicycles. And then these
Hmm.
kids, they value these bicycles because they know that they've got something which is used by someone else, and there have been
Yeah.
efforts put in to make it the way it is.
Yeah.
So this is just one of the examples, and there are many such campaigns which we have designed looking at the scenario in the rural areas as well as the urban areas.
Tanisha, when I read about Vatsalya, you're volunteering at an orphanage. It's so beautiful, but doing that at such a young age. Tell us about your experience there. Was it like an emotional experience as well for you?
It was. So the first time we went was in our head that, we have to do community service.
Mhm.
And, I won't lie, some of the students were like, I don't want to go, how
I
boring, this, that. But no, it happens. It
yeah,
very much
I
happens.
wanted to ask you that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this is something everyone should know. Everybody feels like that to some extent. Everyone was like, no, I want to go out with my friends. I don't want to go because we had to go after school. And
Hmm.
school said you'll get community service hours. So just come, let's go. So a lot of my friends and I were like, okay, fine, why not? But then when you
Hmm.
reach there and you meet these kids and you talk to them and you dance with them and you play Bollywood music and you listen to their stories, it's so adorable and it's so much fun. More then you just forget it's for community service, it's for obligatory hours. it's just beautiful listening to these people, their stories, and these kids, they're so adorable and they're so sweet and they're so welcoming. So sometimes I wonder that, we say we don't want to do it and all of that, but if you haven't come to it, you haven't met these people, how do you know how it's going to be? Which is
Yeah.
which is even a perception that I had. Even I was like, no, I don't want to go, this and that. But then when you go there, why would you not want to be a part of something like that? So
Yeah.
yeah, that is something my friends and I
Very nice.
understood a little bit later on in life. But once you do it, it's beautiful. It's people from everywhere meeting for a good cause, talking to each other, doing good things. Why would you not want to be in such a positive space?
True. In fact, I wanted to ask you that as Deepti mentioned the urban rural gap. Uh, every week I've been asking this to our volunteers.
Yeah.
Children who study in the best of schools and the
Mhm.
metros, and who are
Mhm.
privileged. Uh,
Yeah.
Tanisha, do you really feel that when you see other students, other youngsters your age around you, do they really acknowledge or do they even understand the problems of the lesser privileged sections of the society? कि गांव में लोगों की जिंदगी क्या होती होगी, कितनी problems होती हैं? Are they even aware of those problems?
No, absolutely not. I will be brutally honest. In specifically South Bombay, I see the most privileged kids who do not want to acknowledge what happens unless one day you give them that push and they be a part of it. So for the thing is, of course, you can't, like, you don't decide where you're born. But
Hmm.
even if you're born into privilege, it's okay, but you have to acknowledge that a lot happens in the world that you don't have to deal with, and the fact that these things don't even affect you is a privilege in itself, and that is something we have to recognize. And the world isn't asking you for too much, it's just asking you for a little bit. If you just do your
Hmm.
duty a little bit, it's fine. And
Yeah.
a lot of kids now, slowly people are realizing social media is playing a big part in having people understand what the world is like, but even then it's still a very big gap that needs to be fixed.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's their fault or, they're insensitive or something. Probably they just don't know.
They just don't know.
Probably
Exactly.
someone needs to tell them,
Tell them.
whether it
Exactly.
be
Unless you don't let
parents,
them.
teachers, someone needs to tell
Yeah,
them about,
someone needs to tell them.
that there are lakhs of people outside who sleep hungry every night, or
Exactly.
they don't have a roof over their
Exactly.
heads. All these things
Exactly.
need to be communicated. So probably it's time to welcome our student volunteer also, Shaira Vora, who's been working for the lesser privileged people in the society. Hi Shaira, welcome to the Spirit Talk.
Hi.
Tell us about your work first of all, then we'll ask you further questions.
So I have a social project called In the Bag, and in the Bag we aim for sustainability, and we also want to promote the livelihood of low-income women in India. So what we do is we upcycle old fabric, which we collect through drives. So in my local community, as well as a few others, we'd set up a bunch of these boxes to collect old fabrics, which could be saris, kurtas, dupattas, anything. So we collected many, many fabrics, I mean, over hundreds, and we were able to make these bags. So we partnered with an NGO, this international organization called Quota, and so basically they train these women to sew, to stitch, to knit, and that's what their livelihood is. So by employing them to make these bags, we promote sustainability, and at the same time it employs them and they can make money out of it. So we sell these bags. So I've sold them in a few farmers markets in New Delhi as well as in California. So we've raised quite a bit of money for them and all the funds go back to them. And I think it's great because when I was selling the bags in California, a lot of people were quite interested and they were really unaware of what's really happening in India. So it brings awareness to this issue, and at the same time it raises funds and it's a sustainable project because we're upcycling.
So when you raise these funds, do you give the funds to the people in cash or in kind? Do you help in some way?
Both, actually, because so we do raise a lot of money through these drives and through selling them. So all the funds will go back to them, and we also spend a lot of time with them. And it goes to furthering their education, because Quota, the organization which we work with, works with these women to teach them, train them, and further their vocational training. So I would say it goes in both ways.
So one question I have for Tanisha and Shaira, both of you, since you've studied and did your community service in India as well as in US, what difference do you see in the attitude of youngsters here and there, towards community service? Tanisha?
I feel like in both places, I have seen, I would say that the difference is that over here, maybe because education is a little bit more prevalent, you'll see a little bit more of people volunteering and going out and doing their bit. And in India, you will also see it. It's there a lot. I just feel like enough people haven't opened their eyes to it as much as we should, specifically because we have so many different types of people in India who need to come together. And I think that's very important. And I feel like it is slowly happening. That's the good thing. There is a lot of development, conservation. It's happening slowly, but it definitely needs to come up a lot more.
Yeah. Shaira, what are your views about the community service being done by youngsters in both the countries?
I think I see a lot more proactive, like people my age doing community service in India. Actually, when I look at my old school, in the British school which I'd gone to, I'd actually noticed a lot more people were involved with their community, probably because, there's way more awareness over here as opposed to in the US. I think it's kind of a bubble, like people live in this small social, like a bubble where they don't see a lot of the world around them. And in India, I think it's unavoidable, and
you see the needy people all around you.
So
if you have that sensitivity, you don't need to go and find them.
I think it's the exact same thing. So, you're surrounded by this and you feel like you need to do something. You can't just sit around and not do anything.
Yeah. Dipti, if I ask you about the impact of Aaple Karigar, because whatever work we do, एक कोई measurement होता है that we realize that we've done something. So how would do you want to give an example of any experience with an artisan who said something to you which was very special, which made you feel that yes, you brought about a change, a positive change?
So it is a positive change because I started this during Diwali, during the Festival of Lights. And so what we did is there is this basket which is made by the men. They are skilled to make these baskets, bamboo baskets. And we taught the women to make tea light candles out of wax. So they were very quick to learn it and they were very enthused about it because this Diwali was going to be very sad for them because this entire year they could not do any kind of work because of COVID. And the place that they are living in, it's quite in the interiors. So even if they want to come out in the market and they want to sell their stuff, it was very difficult for them because nobody was coming to the market to buy anything. But when I went with all of these things, they were really very excited. All the young girls, the boys, everybody became a part of it. And I made them write a small note for whoever these candles and the baskets were going to for the customers. So they wrote a small note where the lady who made the candles and the man who made the basket. So it was a combination. So they thanked people for buying this product from them and for making their Diwali bright. And when these baskets were delivered to the customers, they were so happy looking at the note because the tea light candle is readily available in the market.
Everywhere,
but the bamboo baskets and the efforts that have been put by these artisans, they were touched by the note because they felt that they were a part of a social cause. They really made a difference in somebody's lives.
And you added a sentiment to it, actually. You added a sentiment to it through that note.
Yeah, and they could connect to it. I have so many, because I asked for feedback from people and they said, we are so touched because we feel that sitting in our house here in the city, though we can't go to the interiors, but we feel like we were there and we did help them and we made that change, We made someone smile during this Diwali. And that is what it is all about. When we start talking about changing the world, it is that tiny step that you take. Rather than you had two options. You could either buy the candles from the market, from anywhere. You had that option, or you could buy it from somebody who has made it with their hands. So you decided to go this way, and it's just about a couple of bucks difference, with respect
Yeah,
to
yeah.
money. But
But it's about a family. It supports.
you walked an extra mile to make somebody smile, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
person will remember you for life. So that is something, and we need to coexist. May it be humans, may it be animals, anybody, we need to coexist. We can't have everything for ourselves.
Yeah, and coexist peacefully.
Yes, exactly.
Shaira, you also, talking of artisans, your work also involved working with artisans, right? Do I see a common thread between you and Deepti?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I have a really similar project in the sense that we've also actually, in each bag which we sell, we also have a note with our artisan's story and a picture. So when you were talking about your note, it was something which I was like, I realized I have a similar thing in my project as well. So we put these notes which have the entire story, which includes what their life really is like, their hardships, their struggles, what they're doing now, and what their education is like, alongside a little picture with them that says, I made your bag. So I think it also brings them great joy to see that it's something which kind of legitimizes the fact that they've made this bag, that it's been sold, it's like all around the world. So
Would you like to share any experience with any artisan or any person that you've tried to help? Because sometimes what happens is one sentence said by them, even it's just a plain thank you, motivates you to do, keep doing your good work. So any experience you want to share, Shaira?
yeah, I think whenever I used to walk into that center, where all the women are working, I mean, we'd come back and we'd say, "Oh, look, we've sold so many more bags," and they'd see their bags, which has like their name, their picture, their story. It's like something they made, and they've sold to so many people, and you can see like all the joy that it brings them and how happy they are, and like they've like really expanded their reach of more than I think anyone could ever have even thought of. So that really makes me so happy to see that, I've really made a difference. We've like all made a difference together. And I think a simple thank you, like you had mentioned, really like is a lot because it shows so much gratitude. And I think it speaks more than anything else.
Yeah, and probably if you see their lives changing in front of your eyes, that
Right.
that also matters a lot to you.
Yeah.
One question probably to all of you, but especially Tanisha and Shaira. A big concern is that a lot of youngsters do feel for the community and they want to do something, but gradually what happens is hum sab the rat race of life, which we all we fall into that trap. You get into your jobs, the life will become hectic, and etc etc etc. How do we ensure that all of us keep that little flame of community service alive in each one of us, and in fact everyone who we meet? How do we spread this message across, Tanisha?
I feel like personally for me, when you get involved in something and see personally how it changes their lives, you wouldn't want to get out of it. But something that has helped a lot of my friends and even me personally is when you find something you're passionate about. Now you don't have to go out there and do everything for everyone. You can't change the world in one day. But when you think of something, any one little thing you're passionate about, for me personally, it was that orphanage in Vatsalya. We went only one time with school, but my friends and I returned every month because of how much we love those kids. Yeah, and if you find something like that, it doesn't have to be something too big. It can be something small. If something of your own type, maybe if you love to sing songs, you can go to an orphanage and perform for the kids. You can mix in your own pleasure with things like that because it's very easy to. Community service is very easy. So if you can just find your own niche, it's very easy to continue it. I feel like that's the way to go about it.
Yeah, Shaira?
I think I completely agree with what Tanisha had said about once you find something you're really passionate about, it's not really that hard to like move on with it. I mean, there's so many ways which you can, even when you're so busy doing work, like right now I have my college application. So of course that's like a lot of work, but I'd still love to keep like doing stuff on the side because it's very important. And I think like you mentioned, once you acknowledge that it's really important and that once you find something you're interested in and passionate about, it's very hard to let go. So I could say, like, look for something you're really passionate about, find something you really love to do. Like, it doesn't have to like necessarily be something, that's like directly community service, but you can integrate something that you love. Like, for example, I love fashion, so I felt that like these bags where I could design something, we could integrate sustainability. So community services, there's so many ways to go about it. So I think once you really put your mind to it, it's not that hard.
Deepti, how do you think we can spread the message across to more and more youngsters?
So the first thing that you need to do is start observing. Like as Shaira and Tanisha said, that obviously you need to, whatever you are passionate about, you can always implement those things. But to implement that, you have to start observing as to where can you use your skills to empower somebody. How can your skills be used to help others? And then once you start observing that, automatically you will find people in your surrounding. For social work, always people tell me that you go in the interior, it's very difficult, we don't have time. But you don't have to go there. I go there because I'm doing it on a much larger scale right now. But if you just look around you, there are a lot of people who need help. There are a lot of animals who need help. There are very little things that you can do. Like for animals, you can carry, say, a dog food, cat food. You can keep it in your bag.
Water.
And wherever you find a stray animal, you can just feed the animal. You don't have to be dependent on anybody. You don't have to take anybody's permission to do that. So these are some very tiny things that once you start observing, you'll be able to help. So I think that's my message to everyone.
Tanisha, before I forget, the kind of community service you do by making people laugh, tell us a little about that too.
I wouldn't exactly.
That's so needed today, in today's times. It's so needed.
I wouldn't exactly say that's community service. I think that's just me doing what I like to do, and thankfully a few people
making people happy and to make people to be able to make people laugh. It's service. I would say that.
Yeah, no. So I picked up. I started it by picking up these. So I live in Mumbai, right? So I noticed, and I go to Jai Hind College. So I noticed these South Bombay girls and South Bombay boys. So I took up a little character and I started imitating them, and people seem to really like it. So that's how I started. That's how I started what I do.
Okay, can we see a glimpse of it?
Oh my God.
A small one.
I guess. Okay, I'll do a South Bombay girl at the Vada Pav wala.
Okay.
भैया जी एक्चुअली मेरे वड़ा पाव में ना वो आप रेड वाला चटनी डालते हो ना, प्लीज ज्यादा मत डालो, बस थोड़ा डालो, और वो ग्रीन वाला चटनी बिल्कुल भी मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता है भैया जी, प्लीज. सो this is a glimpse of the girl character.
Wow. And you do this on Insta? Where do you
I do it on I do it on Instagram, and it's a little bit spread out to my YouTube.
Okay. So, wow. Thank you for this. Now coming to the topic of Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards. So Shaira has been a part of these awards, and she's been a medalist as well. Shaira, tell us about your journey with the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards. How was it?
So I had applied for the award in November of last year, I think. So it's been a year, and I found out about it because there were a lot of students in my school who were, trying to applying for this award, and a few of them had received it. So I was like wondering, what is this award? So I decided to look into it. I researched it, and it's a really good platform for you to get recognition for such hard work. So I decided to apply for it. I was surprised I had got a silver medal in it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the award show. So my grandmother had actually gone to collect the award, and I was on an internet call. So.
Oh, but so you were not able to meet the other, entries, the other youngsters, students who'd applied for the award?
Unfortunately, I hadn't been able to, but there were many people in my school who had applied as well. So we had discussed what are you doing? What's your social project? What's my social project? And we yeah.
Okay, so I need to tell all the people who are watching this that the entries are open for the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards, and the deadline is 31st January, and you have to apply online. So if you know of any student volunteer around you or if you're a student volunteer yourself who's into community service, please do apply for these awards. Go to www.spiritofcommunityindia.com and you will see the application forms there. All that you need to know, all the details are there. Please apply, and please encourage other student volunteers to apply, because we often see there are lots and lots of people who are doing good work, but a lot of times their stories do not reach the larger audience. And it's not only about the recognition through the award, but it's that that encouragement that student volunteers might get through that recognition. So that's very important. And the two top student volunteers would get a scholarship of 3.5 lakhs, apart from medals, trophies, certificates, and all of that, which probably they'll cherish all their life. Tanisha and Dipti, as people who've been into community service and who's still into it, what message would you like to give to everyone who's watching this conversation about the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards?
I would just like to say that if you know that stuff is happening out there, then go out and make a change. Don't have this mentality that no, why should I? Nobody else does it. Please go ahead and do it. Boond boond se sagar banti hai. When you change, the world around you will change. And if you don't, you're letting something bad happen, and that's not who you are. And if you're getting recognition for it also, like Pramerica, you can also apply for stuff like that. Who know? You never know the opportunities things like that bring you. So never stop doing the right thing.
Yeah. Dipti?
Yeah, so I would like to say that there is no age to start anything. So if you're thinking that you'll only do these things when you grow up, you are at the right stage if you've realized that this is the need of the hour and you can really make a change. And Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards is a platform which is going to boost that energy, and it's going to give you that encouragement. It's going to inspire you to do better things. And at the same time, you'll be a part of the community where you'll get to learn a lot of things. You'll get to grow yourself as well. So let's do it.
Shaira, as a medalist yourself, do you also want to tell the other student volunteers out there to apply for the awards?
Yeah, I'd say definitely apply, and it also kind of gives your project a platform so it can reach more people know about it. So I think it's really important. That recognition is really important. And this award, like you had mentioned, you really do cherish the medal or the certificate or anything that you really get out of it. And it's such a great platform.
Yeah. So before I say bye-bye to all of you, is there any question you want to ask each other? Please feel free to do so about each other's work.
So, Shaira, I just wanted to mention that we are also doing this campaign called Sui Dhaga Aur Kapda, wherein we also get these bags made by women. I don't have the bag right now with me. I would have shown it to you. But I would really like to connect with you offline so that we can, work on this together. And I really wanted to understand, because I'm only in India, I only see this side of the, NGO work that I do. So since you are there, and also Tanisha, so you can help me understand how it works over there and what people think about it. Because it's really very important to understand everybody's perspective so that we can get a better solution for all the problems that are arising out here. So,
of course, yeah, definitely.
And on behalf of Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards, I can surely say this, that we'll be very glad if we could see you connected someday, and your work grows manifold. But it's so beautiful to talk to these youngsters, especially, and as Tanisha mentioned, also there are good things about social media, there are bad things about social media. But if we know how to use it positively, be it a Facebook page or Instagram handle or a Twitter handle, and if we know how to spread positivity through it, without getting involved in the fights, we really can make an impact around us, and as I keep saying, it doesn't matter how big or small your work is, as long as you can change even one person's life who really needs your help.
Right.
It means a lot. You've saved one life, it means a lot. Thank you so much, all three of you, Tanisha, Dipti, and Shaira, for joining us for this very interesting talk. And I don't feel like saying bye-bye, but yeah, the compulsions for time. Thank you so much. And
thank you for having us.
And just as we say bye-bye to all of you, once again, I just want to remind everyone who's watching, please go to the website www.spiritofcommunityindia.com and ask any student volunteer around you who whether they're working for environment or cleanliness or for the lesser privileged, please ask those students to apply for these awards, because this will encourage and inspire them to probably continue with their work all their life. So please spread this message across. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.